Hello children, welcome to the YouTube channel of Velkin National School, Vasai East. This is Mrs. Mamata Bijur, your subject teacher of SST. Today I will be teaching for standard 6th history, chapter number 6, that is Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. They have given this map. Over here they have written the 16 Mahajanapadas, that is 6th century BCE. It is very old. Okay, now let's go in further about the chapter. Janapadas. The period from about 1000 BC to 600 BC is considered to be the post-Vedic period. It is in this period that the Janapadas came into existence. Janapadas were the many small states that spread from today's Afghanistan, which is to the northwest of the Indian subcontinent, to Bengal and Odisha in the east and to Maharashtra in the south. The Janapadas called Ashmak occupied a part of today's Maharashtra. The names of these Janapadas can be found in Sanskrit, Pali and Ardhaman Gadi literature. One can also find information about them in the writing of Greek historian. Some of the Janapadas were monarchies while others were republic. Some Janapadas had a Gana Parishad of senior citizen. Members of Gana Parishad came together for discussion and made decision regarding administrative issues. The place where these discussions took place was known as the Santagar. Now Gautam Buddha hailed from the Shakya Republic. Every Janapada had its own coinage. Now over here they have explained in this paragraph that in the period of 1000 BC to 600 BC, it was said as post-Vedic period. Now Janapadas literally means the foothold of a tribe. The fact that Janapada is derived from Jana point to an early stage of land. Now taking by the Jana tribe force settled way of life, the existent Janapada is from the small states that got spread from today's Afghanistan into the northwest of Indian subcontinent to Bengal and Odisha in the east and to the Maharashtra in the south. Now in Janapadas, Ashmak means what? It's a mountain of stone that is occupied a part of today's Maharashtra. Now these names you will find in Sanskrit, that is Pali, Ardhaman, Gadi languages. Now we can find these information from the writing of Greek historians. Now some Janapadas were monarchies. Monarchies means a form of government with the monarch at the head. Okay. Now it has a Gana Parishad. Gana Parishad means a council or assembly of senior citizen. Now in this assembly, members come together for any discussion and they make discussion regarding administrative issues. Now these all discussion take place in Santagar. Now every Janapadas had its invention of a new word or phrase. Now they have given the table over here, Mahajanapadas. So that is divided into Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti and Magadha. Now Kosala is what? The Kosala Mahajanapadas was located in the foothills of Himalaya in the region of Uttar Pradesh and Nepal. Now this people Mahajanapadas of Kosala, they were located in the big hills of Himalayas in the region of Uttar Pradesh and Nepal. And their famous cities of Kosala were Shravasti, Kushavati and Saket. So these are in the Kosalas, the famous cities they have given the name. Shravasti was the capital of Kosala. Now the capital of Kosala was Shravasti, and Gautam Buddha had lived in the famous Vihara Jitwan at Shravasti for a long time. So in Shravasti The Gautam Buddha, as you all know about the Gautam Buddha, he lived over there. Okay. Then the Kosala king Prasenjit, in that capital, in that area, Prasenjit, who is the contemporary of the Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir. And then later the stage of Kosala merged with Magda. Now after this, all Kosala, this generation got merged to the Magda. Now in the Vatsa, the Mahajanapada Vatsa was located in the region around Prayag, that is Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. Now in this Vatsa, which was located in Prayag, that is in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh, and Kosam, the capital of Vatsa. Now, as this capital, Vatsa's capital is what? Kosam, and the ancient city, means very old city, is Kaushambi. It was an important trade center. Now this Kosam, it was the importance was much more given to the trade center. Trade center means there was a exchange of goods and many business was running over there. Three extremely rich merchants of Kaushambi and built 3 viharas for Gautam Buddha and his follower. Now over there the merchants were very rich because of the trade business, and the Kaushambis over there had built 3 viharas. They built up 3 big forts type for the Gautam Buddha and those who were followers of Gautam Buddha. King Uddayan was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha. After King Uddayana, the state of Vatsa could not maintain its independent existence for long. The king of Avanti, Mahajanapada, conquered the state. Now the king named Uddayana. After the king of Uddayana, the Vatsa state was not able, the independency was not there till long time. So the king of Avanti, Mahajanapada, they conquered the state. Now over here, Avanti. The ancient kingdom of Avanti was located in the Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh. Now this Avanti, it was in the Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh. Ujjaini was its capital. The Avanti's capital was Ujjaini. The city was an important trade center. This was also known as an important trade center. As the same Vatsa is also an important trade center, same way Avanti is also an important trade center. The king of Avanti, Pradyot, was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir. Now the king name is Pradyot, who was also a contemporary of Gautam Buddha and also of Vardhaman Mahavir. During the reign of King Nandivardhan, the state of Avanti was merged into Magda Empire. Now later after this, Avanti also got merged into Magda Empire. Now Magda. The ancient Mahajanapadas of Magda was spread through the regions of Gaya, Patna in Bihar and some regions in Bengal. Now this Magda Mahajanapadas, this got spreaded to the various regions, and that various regions name is Gaya, Patna in Bihar and some regions in Bengal. The capital of Magadha was Rajgriha. Now as I have told you about Kosala's capital, then Vatsa and Avanti's capital. Same way Magda was also having the capital, so that name is Rajgriha. Now King Bimbisara palace was built by the architect Mahagovind. Now one name called architect, his name is Mahagovind. Over there he built a palace, a very big palace for King Bimbisara. Jivaka, the famous physician, was at the court of Bimbisara. Jivaka is the famous physician in the court of Bimbisara. Now Bimbisara had become the follower of Gautam Buddha. Over here also the Bimbisara is the king. He also became the follower of Gautam Buddha. Some Janapadas gradually became stronger and expanded their geographical boundaries. Such Janapadas came to be known as Mahajanapadas. From the literature of that period, it is clear that up to the 6th century BCE, 16 Mahajanapadas had acquired special importance. Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti, and Magadha among them became more powerful. Now, over here in this paragraph, they have said that now slowly they became stronger and they expanded their boundaries. So, such Janapadas were known as Mahajanapadas, and 16 Mahajanapadas had acquired, given a special importance. The special importance name is Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti, and Magadha. Now, these were more powerful. Rise of Magadha Empire. Ajatashatru, the son of Bimbisara, continued with the policy of expansion of Magadha Empire. He successfully conquered many republics of the east. The kingdom of Magadha prospered during the reign of Ajatashatru. He had become a follower of Gautam Buddha. After the Parinivarna of Gautam Buddha, it was during the reign that the first Buddhist council or Sangiti was held at Rajgriha. Now they have given this picture of Ajatashatru sculpture. The foundation for the new capital Patligram and Magadha was laid during Ajatashatru period. Later it became famous as Pataliputra. Pataliputra was probably in the vicinity of today's Patna city. A noteworthy successor of Ajatashatru was the Magadha king Shishunag. He annexed the kingdom of Avanti, Kosala, and Vatsa to Magadha. Nearly the entire region of North India came under the control of Magadha. That was how the Magadha Empire took shape. Now over here they have explained that Magadha was an ancient Indian kingdom in southern Bihar. Now they played an important role in the development of Jainism and Buddhism. Now Ajatashatru, who is the son of Bimbisara, he continued the policy of expansion of this empire. Now he was success in the east. It got prospered during the time of Ajatashatru. So he became the follower of Gautam Buddha. A new capital, that is Patligram, was laid during the Ajatashatru period. Now later it became Patliputra. Now it is seen this is seen today as a Patna city. A notable successor of Ajatashatru was Magadha king Shishunag. Okay, he added extra kingdom of Avanti, Kosala, Vatsa to Magadha. The North Indian came under the control of Magadha. Nanda, king of Magadha. The Nanda ruled the Magadha Empire between 364 BCE and 324 BCE. They had set up a good administrative system necessary to run the huge empire. They had a huge 4-column army of infantry, cavalry, chariots, and elephant. The Nandas also introduced the system of standard weight and measures. King Dhananand was the last king of the Nanda dynasty. By this time, the Magadha Empire had extended up to the Punjab in the west. However, during the Dhananand region, the ambitious youth Chandragupta Maurya won Patliputra, ended the Nanda regime, and laid the foundation of the Maurya Empire. In the next chapter, we will read about the foreign invasion on the western and northwestern frontier of India during the rise of Maurya Empire. Also, we will read about the Maurya Empire in the greater detail. Now, this Nanda paragraph, they have explained that they ruled the Magadha Empire between 364 BCE and 324 BCE. It had a good administrative system to run huge empire. They had 4-column army of infantry and cavalry, then elephant and the elephant. Now Nandas also introduced the system of standard weight and measures. The last king was King Dhanadhan, and Magadha Empire extended up to the Punjab in the west. Now Chandragupta Maurya won Patliputra and ended the Nanda region and laid the foundation of Maurya Empire. And this Maurya Empire we will study in the next chapter. So students, we have completed this chapter. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Bye students, take care and have a nice day.